This is Valley News Live at noon.
Minnesota State Patrol wants to remind everyone to slow down as authorities respond to several crashes and spin-offs in the region. MSP says deputies responded to his vehicle that went off the road and crashed into a seam along Highway 210 near Fergus Falls. No one was hurt. And it's not over. We're expecting more wintry weather that could create even more travel hazards during the evening commute. Let's go straight to Summer Schnellbach with a quick look at the weather. Summer?
Thank you so much, JC. It's a first alert weather day. We called this one last week, and conditions are starting to deteriorate. Here in Fargo, we've just been seeing some wet roads, even though the precipitation type has been some snow and some mix. It's melting on contact, and just look at that wind as it continues to shake the camera. Here in Lake Itasca, right along Highway 71, we're seeing those snow-covered roads, snow accumulating in the ditches as those flakes continue to come down and reduce visibility. And across other portions of Minnesota like Langby, Frazee, and Baudette, seeing the snow in the ditches there as well. Grand Forks just seeing some wet drops on that camera lens as that precipitation is melting, and likely just in the form of some rain up in Grand Forks. You can see the green on satellite and radar. All the areas in blue are indicative of snow from Roseau, Baudette, Bemidji, Detroit Lakes, Fargo, all the way down into portions of southern Minnesota. So this system is going to continue to bring snow and mix and wind. We've had several areas gusting over 50 miles per hour in the areas shaded in red. Right now in Fargo, we're gusting to 45. Recent gusts to 51 miles per hour in Jamestown at the top of the hour. Where the snow is falling is where we're seeing the greatest reductions in visibility. 1.3 miles in Bemidji and Alexandria, under a mile right now in Detroit Lakes. And conditions will continue to be poor, JC, throughout the rest of the day. That area of snow that we're currently seeing is going to back to the west. So we're not quite done yet. Coming up, I'll have your hour-by-hour forecast, how much additional snow we might be expecting, and when this will finally all wrap up.
Thank you, Summer. No charges will be filed against the Minneapolis officer who shot and killed 22-year-old Amir Locke during a no-knock raid inside of an apartment earlier this year. According to public records, Officer Mark Hanneman fired the shots that killed Locke. Prosecutors say there was insufficient admissible evidence to file criminal charges. Locke was sleeping on the couch when officers came inside, and body camera footage showed him reaching for his gun. Authorities say he was shot seconds after he pointed a gun in the direction of those officers. Locke's family says body cam footage appeared to show that he was startled awake. Fire crews are investigating what started a massive early morning fire near downtown Fargo. The call came in just before 3:30. Crews battled the flames at 1418 First Avenue North for more than 2 hours. While checking for hot spots, firefighters used a Caterpillar to sift through the damage and tear down some of the remaining walls. Estimated damages and what caused the fire has not yet been released. Now, this same building burned back in December 2020, and fire officials say that fire started in the center of the building and the cause was undetermined. The owner of the property, Gary Reinhart, was charged with attacking a Valley News Live crew in front of the warehouse about 5 months later in May of 2021 after Fargo City Commissioners ordered the demolition of the building. Fire damaged a home in the Southern Valley. It happened last night on First Avenue Southeast in Lidgerwood. Police say 5 people were home at the time but were not hurt. Fire damage was contained to the second story of the home. No word yet on a cause. The Traverse County Sheriff's Department is conducting a death investigation after finding a dead body. Officials were dispatched around 6:30 last night to a home in Browns Valley for a family disturbance. Before deputies got on scene, officials say a man under the influence of drugs or alcohol left the house. A short time later, that man was found dead. The Ramsey County Medical Center will perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death. A Roseville, Minnesota police officer was shot in the line of duty and taken to the hospital last night after reports of gunfire in a neighborhood. The suspect began firing more shots when officers arrived. The officer is expected to survive and is being treated at a hospital in the area. The suspect was arrested and was also transported to hospital. Their condition hasn't been released. A North Dakota farmer detained in Ukraine on charges he plotted to assassinate a senior government official has been moved out of the embattled capital of Kyiv. U.S. Senator John Hoeven says Kurt Grosshans of Ashley has been relocated outside of Kyiv for his safety. Details are limited, including where he was moved to and when. Investigators are in Ukraine have accused him of paying someone to kill a former business partner who now serves in President Volodymyr Zelensky's cabinet. Grosshans has denied the accusation. Coming up at noon, cat food and canned beer may be hard to come by. We'll tell you what shortage is now plaguing grocery store shelves. But next, Summer Snowball continues to track the dynamic storm sweeping across the valley.